There really isn't a lot left for the stereotypical average man out there, except for one thing, and that is to build himself up into the best he can ever be. I believe that's something worth fighting for. And if we talk about women, we all know they only want the top 1% of men, automatically disregarding the average men. What's sad is that women pull themselves into this trap when they narrow down their potential suitors to only 1% of the male population in their country, communities, and societies. Not only do they limit their own chances at having a better life and perhaps living with a partner who would truly love them and support them, but they only go after the chads who are least interested in being serious with women. And the cycle continues. As for the men, they don't really have anything to lose. It's onward and upward for them from here on. They got rejected by some girl. Not a problem. That's only going to help them better themselves. And in a couple of years, the same woman will be stalking him online, regretting her decision to not go out with him, just because she wanted one more night with her regular druggy chad. It's thus also very important to find out who the average man is and what makes him average or not average. I think the perception of the average man needs to change because it is the average man who runs society. Is he defined by the amount of intimacy he has with women or the impact he has on the community? If you take a guy in a band with tattoos, a drug problem, and a criminal record, and a couple of kids he never sees, but he gets laid every night, and compare that to an electrician the same age who also builds custom furniture on the side, stays in shape, but works in a small town and has little luck dating, is the electrician really the lesser man? So, why are we telling men they have to be top 1%? Isn't that setting 99-100 men up for failure and creating unrealistic expectations for women in dating? Women follow men's lead, so if we're telling men they need to make a certain income or have a certain lifestyle to be eligible to date, those are the same standards women will adhere to when thinking of the type of high-value man they should pursue. This ideology has no room for a man's or woman's morals. It's all about the money and the lifestyle you're providing. Nothing is more repulsive than having a self-entitled adult 2-year-old whining and howling about how they're being so terribly victimized by other people's lawful right to not be their financial asset and household accessory. Women wanted this life and pushed hard to achieve it, even to the point of suing men's and boys' clubs, groups, and companies to get it. Now they are crying about it. As far as dating and being stood up, welcome to what every guy has gone through at least once in their lives at the hands of women. The first woman and the 46-year-old woman had decades to get a man. I'm sure many men wanted them and expressed that to them, so I find it hard to care or have sympathy for their situations and choices that have them where they are now. It's funny how today, women can openly admit that she is tired of being a strong and independent woman for 40 years. Now she wants a man in her life to take care of the chores around the house and be a convenient handyman because she is tired or unable to perform these chores herself. Notice how there is no mention of love or a sense of respect for the man who would be in her life. It is all about them, their convenience, self-entitlement, and validation. Leave these modern women alone to live the life they choose to live. They wanted equality and independence from men. Now they have it and they hate it. Fellas, go travel, meet women from other countries, have fun, spend your hard-earned money on yourselves, and enjoy your life without their madness and chaos. Leave these Western modern women alone to be with their cats and boxed wine. Any woman that says she is strong and independent, don't help them. Don't date them. Don't do things for them as a co-worker and treat them like another bro. She wants that equality. She should get it. Guys, remember, when women ask why men don't ask them out, they're not talking to you. They're not talking to me. They're talking to Chad and Tyrone about the bank account, the six-pack, and the Bugatti. Joe Schmo isn't even a consideration. Most men have just decided to stop accepting women's double standards. You all decided you don't need us. So we have decided to leave you to your own devices and be as independent and strong as you choose to be and take care of everything on your own. Maybe someday, when you all wake up from your delusion and make a real heartfelt apology for taking us for granted. We'll come back and accept you back into the fold. Until then, good luck, ladies, and don't forget to feed your cats. What man in his right mind would pick up the old trash that was used up by other men and toss it on the side of the street? That's what a recycle bin is for. Men should get their passports and find a traditional, feminine, fit, supportive, appreciative woman who values their men and family. The truth is that there's no shortage of men at all, just a shortage of men interested in dating women with these attitudes. I want, but what will you give in return? Too late in some cases for a family. What is the value proposition for a man? Do all these jobs around the home and support these women so they can now have an easy life. 1 + 1 can be more than 2 if you find the right partner who will work with you to build a life and family. I'm so glad I did and am not in the dating scene these days. I think the idea that women should marry young because of beauty, fertility, etc. isn't the entire truth. I think they should also marry young because men are most easily distracted and manipulated by intimacy when they are young. A man will ignore some of the failings of a woman if she keeps him intimately satisfied during his horny years. Give him kids, feed him, provide a calm place for him, and, in most cases, you'll have his loyalty for life. Women now seem to think they can go shopping for their ideal man at 35-55 with the same results. Once men lose that physical intimacy as everything drive, we don't want and won't tolerate a crappy attitude, a loud-mouthy, disrespectful, money-obsessed, ran through women with delusional expectations. I'd say that reduction in the urge for intimacy, for most men, starts at around 30. Younger if they've never been intimate, or never had regular physical relations. Don't get me wrong. Men will still take being intimate whenever it's available, but we're less easily manipulated into doing things we don't want to do in exchange for intimacy. I don't know why women don't understand that. At 40, let's be realistic. Women are a headache for men. They need to offer something amazing to tempt a man to even date them, forget having a relationship with them. And very few of them do. At 20, women have something amazing to tempt men with beauty, youth, and fertility. Feminism has managed to convince women to delay finding a man until the things a man wants have either gone or have reduced in value. Most women spend everything they earn plus 10% to satisfy their desires. Don't let them spend everything you earn plus 10%. These women aren't looking for a husband or boyfriend. They are looking for someone that they can use and manipulate without giving them any benefits. They are looking for servants rather than a partner. Plus, we are leaving because 1. You women said for us to leave you all alone. 2. You women said you don't need a man. 3. You women said you all are independent. With all of that being said, y'all women will be just fine without us. We men would rather just have peace and not be anyone's little. Yes, man. I can't wrap my head around all of these women complaining that they don't have a man in their lives in their 30s and 40s when they have spent the last decade or longer practicing behavior that would push the type of man they say they want away from them. You can't act like a promiscuous woman for 10 or 20 years and then expect a traditional type of man to come into your life to save you. That man has been spending those same years looking for a woman to partner with, but after struggling with being cheated on or dismissed because her standards were unrealistically high or simply just invisible to women in general, but at the same time focused on himself, his career, his finances, and now, when these women hit that age where they worry about their clocks ticking, all of a sudden, that same guy is now a suitable partner in her eyes. Sorry, ladies, that ship sailed. He is looking for the younger women that he didn't have access to when he was that age. Why would he choose the well-used, baggage-toting woman whose looks are fading and her personality shows all of the wear and tear from years of being promiscuous? This new position women are in was brought to them by themselves. Feminism told you it was okay to be that way, so you pushed that to the extreme.